Most flights go smoothly, but the ones that don't, the ones that end with a stolen wallet, a medical scare, or a seat you paid for that has no window, almost always trace back to a mistake that was completely avoidable. Here are 10 of them. Pay attention to number 4. It's the one that catches the most experienced travelers off guard. 1. Letting your guard down in flight. In-flight theft is more common than most travelers realize, and it almost always happens during the overnight stretch when the cabin is dark and people are asleep. 3 small changes eliminate the risk entirely. First, put your carry-on in the overhead bin across the aisle from your seat, not directly above you. That way you can actually see it if someone opens it. Second, after takeoff, pull your personal item out from under the seat in front of you and tuck it behind your calves. More leg room, and nobody reaches into that bag without you noticing. Third, never leave your wallet, phone, passport, or any valuables on the tray table or in the seat back pocket. Anything valuable goes on your body in a zipped pocket, or zipped deep inside the bag at your feet. Those 3 habits take about 30 seconds to establish, and they hold for the entire flight. 2. Going hard on alcohol at altitude. A glass of wine at cruising altitude hits differently than it does on the ground, and the research on this is genuinely alarming. A recent study found that passengers who fell asleep after drinking at altitude saw their blood oxygen drop to 85%, well below the safe threshold of 90%, while their hearts worked significantly harder to compensate. That effect hits older travelers considerably harder than younger ones. On top of that, cabin air is drier than most deserts. You lose roughly 8 ounces of water per hour just from breathing on a plane. Alcohol accelerates that dehydration, which means the hangover waiting for you on the other end is going to be brutal. Carbonated drinks add another problem. The bubbles expand at altitude and leave you bloated and uncomfortable for hours. Water is the right call on a long flight. Save the wine for the destination. 3. Knocking yourself out with sleep medication. Melatonin, NyQuil, Benadryl, Ambien. Any of these on their own will leave you groggy and slow. Mix one with alcohol at altitude and you've created a situation Harvard researchers specifically flagged as one of the worst things you can do on a long flight. Sleep medication combined with alcohol sedates you deeply, keeps you from moving around, which directly raises your blood clot risk, and hits you at a time when cabin oxygen is already reduced. You're not resting, you're incapacitated. And if anything goes wrong during the flight, turbulence, a medical situation, someone going through your bag, you're not going to be in any position to respond. If you want to sleep on a long flight, use the techniques that work without medication: a proper sleep setup, noise blocking, eye mask, and boarding already tired. Those work. This combination doesn't. 4. Taking your shoes off on the plane. This one surprises people, but it's in the fine print of every major U.S. carrier. American, United, Delta, and JetBlue all explicitly ban bare feet on flights in their conditions of carriage. That means a flight attendant can ask you to put your shoes back on at any point. On a flight that hasn't yet pushed back, you can be removed from the plane entirely for non-compliance. Beyond the policy, the cabin floor is not clean, especially near the lavatories. And at altitude, feet swell. Shoes that fit fine at boarding may be genuinely difficult to get back on before landing. Keep your shoes on for the entire flight. If your feet need room, loosen the laces. That solves the comfort problem without creating 3 new ones. 5. Skipping the wipe down. Turnaround time between flights is fast. Tray tables are almost never cleaned between passengers. A travel research team swabbed plane surfaces and found tray tables carrying roughly 2,155 bacteria colonies per square inch, more than 8 times what they found on the lavatory flush button. Cold viruses, flu, norovirus, and MRSA have all been identified on in-flight surfaces. The fix takes 30 seconds. When you sit down, pull out an antibacterial wipe and hit every surface you're going to touch. Tray table on both sides, armrests, seatbelt buckle, screen, air vent. Keep a small hand sanitizer in your seat pocket and use it periodically, especially before eating. And don't touch your face on travel days. That routine, done consistently, makes a measurable difference in whether you arrive sick or healthy. 6. Unbuckling the moment the sign turns off. That ding does not mean the air is smooth. It means the pilot has turned off the seatbelt sign, which is a different thing entirely. Clear air turbulence is invisible, gives no warning, and is the leading cause of in-flight injuries. The FAA recommends keeping your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated, not just when the sign is on. The risk is real, and the fix costs nothing. One practical habit: always buckle your seatbelt on top of your blanket or jacket, not underneath it. If a flight attendant can't see your buckle during a check, they'll wake you up to verify. And there's nothing quite like being shaken awake mid-nap to confirm something you were already doing correctly. 7. Bringing peanuts on board. Airlines stopped serving peanuts years ago because airborne traces in a recirculated cabin can trigger severe allergic reactions in passengers with nut allergies. But that rule only applies to airline-served snacks. Passengers can still bring their own from home or the airport. If you're packing snacks for a long flight, leave the peanuts out. The downside risk, triggering a serious reaction in someone 2 rows over, isn't worth it. Pretzels, dried fruit, jerky, protein bars, all of these work fine and create no risk for the people around you. The same logic applies to heavy cologne or perfume. The cabin recirculates the same air continuously. A strong scent that feels subtle to you can be genuinely miserable or medically problematic for passengers nearby. Keep fragrance light on flight days. 8. Booking a window seat without checking the seat map. Not every window seat has a window. This sounds like something that shouldn't exist, and yet it does, on multiple aircraft types across major carriers. On certain planes, air conditioning ducts run through specific rows, eliminating the window entirely. On many Boeing 737s, seat 11A is a well-known offender. Window seat, no window. You paid extra for it. You get a wall. Before booking any seat, pull up the aircraft's seat map on a site like Aerolopa. It shows exactly which seats have full windows, partial windows, or no window at all. Takes 2 minutes and saves real frustration. 9. Not loading a payment method into the airline app. Almost every major U.S. carrier has gone fully cashless on board, and most don't accept a physical card swipe or tap to pay. Your card has to be preloaded into the airline's app before the flight. If you want to buy a meal, a drink, or anything else in-flight and your payment method isn't already in the app, you're out of luck. It takes 2 minutes to add it before you leave home. Even if you don't plan to buy anything, having it loaded gives you the option. Do it the night before alongside your online check-in. 10. Packing medication in your checked bag. If your checked bag is delayed or lost, and your medications are in it, you're stuck. No access until the bag shows up, which on an international itinerary with connections could mean days. 3 rules cover this completely. First, all essential medications go in your carry-on, specifically in your personal item, not your overhead bag, since personal items stay at your seat for the entire flight. Second, pack a few extra days' supply beyond what you think you'll need. Delays happen. Third, for international travel involving any controlled substances, ADHD medication, Xanax, Vicodin, anything regulated, carry a doctor's letter. Border agents and security officers in other countries may ask questions, and having documentation resolves the situation immediately. Your medications are non-negotiable. They never go in checked luggage. Full stop. Every one of these mistakes is fixable before the flight even boards. None of them require anything expensive or complicated, just awareness of what can go wrong and a few habits built around preventing it. The travelers who fly comfortably, safely, and without incident aren't lucky. They just stopped making the mistakes everyone else is still making. If any of these have happened to you on a flight, or if you've watched it happen to someone else, drop it in the comments. Real experiences from this community are genuinely useful for travelers planning their next trip. Hit like if this is going in your notes before your next flight. Subscribe for weekly tips that make every trip smoother. We'll see you in the next one.